It's showtime.
Hey, welcome to Did You Watch Survivor Last Night? This is the only Survivor podcast for compassionate haters. My name's Jake Shuttle. Each week I ask my best friend Thomas Powell if he did indeed watch a certain reality show. Hey, Thomas, how's it going tonight?
Tonight? Okay, I didn't know that we were doing Survivor nights, but
yeah, why not?
Yeah, that's sure. It's great. It's a beautiful late spring afternoon, and weather's great here. It's sunny West Michigan, so I'm doing good. How about you?
That's great.
Over in the Windy City.
The wind has never let up here in the Chicago, Illinois area of Illinois.
The Chicago, Illinois area of Illinois.
Yeah, the wind's been winding it up. Mr. Wind has been on one this week, so that's been really fun. The news is happening, and we are saying the weather is good because we have nothing else to talk about. But the thing is, my question, would you describe this weather as summertime? Sun's out?
No, it is not summer. It is still spring.
Okay. I just feel like if the summer's out, if you're wearing shorts, if you're having a good day, that's summer.
The summer's out. When the summer's out, it's summer.
Summer's out? You know the shirts that say sun's out, guns out?
Summer's out, gummer's out.
Summer's out, gummer's out. That's what I'm always saying. But in the summer, we do have to watch an old season of Survivor. So, Thomas, I have to ask you, did you watch Survivor Tocantins, the Brazilian Highlands, last night?
Jake, I certainly did.
First episode we watched this week was called Let's Get Rid of All the Weak Players Before We Even Start.
That's a little wordy.
It's a little wordy, but decent.
That's definitely a coach quote, though.
Obviously. It's Coach's whole thing. This episode first aired on February 12th, 2009. How old would you have been? February 12th, 2009, Thomas?
February 12th, 2009. I would have been 17 years old.
I would have been 17 years old as well.
I was still a Tokentin.
As was I. I was on the edge of 17. That's how you sing it at karaoke when you do Stevie Nicks.
Downtown Hotspot.
Is that another Stevie Nicks song?
No, that's 17 by Sharon Van Etten.
Can we discuss one song at a time?
No. We're gonna talk about no big deal, but I've seen the Sharon Van Etten one perform live, and I haven't seen the Stevie Nicks one perform live, so I know which one I default to.
I got to tell you about this website called YouTube.com. There's a great performance of it there.
Oh wait, Jake, I actually think I know what your favorite version of a 17 song is.
Okay, please tell me.
It's the Winger song 17.
Oh, yeah, I love what that song is about.
You can't hang out with Jake without him just kind of singing to himself, Daddy says she's too young, but she's old enough for me.
Yeah. You know, I'm always like, hey, you know what I haven't listened to in a while? And I just, pull out, the record, the Winger record,
Yeah, time to revisit. I believe it is a pair of brothers whose last name is Winger that started Winger. So it's what are the Winger Bros up to?
You sure know a lot about the Winger band. My favorite teen number actually ends in the word million. Thomas, how many millions of viewers do you think this episode received? Premiere episode.
I bet it was a lot.
Well, it was, given how much viewership TV gets these days, it was a lot.
I'll say 22 million.
I literally gave you the hint that the word teen is in this.
19 million.
Less.
17 million.
So far less, it's literally the minimum of when the word teen would still be in it.
13 million.
Slightly more.
Oh, that's not. You lied to me.
There's a decimal point. There's two decimals after it. 13 point what?
13.22.
13.63 million. You got it wrong.
Okay.
0 for 1 this season.
Wow. Well, I'm going to have to pick it back up. It's really important that I get this right. So,
Geoff introduces us to Brazil. Guess what? It looks incredible. Did you know?
It does look pretty cool.
Did you know?
It's apparently like 110 degrees where they are, though, so that sounds bad.
Okay, so what? It's 110 degrees every day in the Midwest now. Who gives a shit? I really liked, focusing on the location, looking at all the beautiful places that they are to, set the scene for the season. Pretty good, Geoff. Do you have thoughts on Brazil? Brazil countryside?
It's great. I know that we're going to get to wildlife shots, but I'm trying to remember, have they shown capybaras? I feel like they did.
That's what I was trying to remember too, but we can't jump ahead. Wildlife shots takes place later.
If they haven't, there's plenty of time for them to do it.
Yeah. We get talking heads from everyone about their first impressions and everyone else, and everyone looks so normal. That's what I really appreciated about this. I feel like these days everybody looks like a Survivor contestant before they get on Survivor. This time they just look normal.
Part of it is just the way. I think part of it's the way that it's shot. I think part of it is the production aspects of it. Like, they don't have everybody coming in immediately looking like they were dressed by production, and I think also just the introduction of like Geoff on that truck with them. Like, you're seeing them come in a more normal way. I think it's just a lot of little things, I think.
Yeah, it feels like they used to try harder on producing this show.
Yes, they absolutely did. They went to a different location and had a actual fucking, theme around that place, as opposed to it just being like, this is the same part of Fiji that we're always at.
Mm-hmm. Thomas, this is a little segment called Bottle Check.
Bottles in the ice, like a blizzard.
I almost said wildlife shots, but this is not wildlife shots yet. I know we're excited about the capybara, but we got to talk about... last week, I tried Cali Splash from Redcon 1, but you might recall I had opened it 12 hours earlier, so it got all flat. So I got a new one. I just opened it right now.
What are we thinking? What's score out of 10?
6. First sip, 6. What are you drinking?
I'm currently drinking a Mango Madness Naked Smoothie.
Oh, that sounds so much better.
I give it a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, that sounds a lot
Not
better.
my favorite flavor, but it's still pretty good.
Does it have bubbles? Or is it thick?
It's more on the thick end of the spectrum. I wouldn't say it's that thick. No bubbles here. What smoothies have bubbles in them?
None. That's the issue. That's my point. That's why I drink Redcon 1 for the military. And they got bubbles, too. Sierra reveals she's had some tonsil issues, but she's going to try to hide it. Seems like a good plan, right? To hide your sickness.
When you have strep throat? Yeah.
In zombie movies when people are like, why would anybody hide their zombie bite? Well, looking right fucking here. Sierra tried to hide her strep throat and immediately got called out. Coach has clocked her as someone who is going to crumble. Do you agree with this assessment?
He ends up being wrong, but I didn't think it was unreasonable at the time, considering that she was sick and later said that she had 102-degree fever.
And here's the thing. She's got 102-degree fever. She might actually be more well-suited for this heat in the Brazilian highlands than the rest of them, because That's
right. It's an advantage. This is part of her training.
Yeah. They unload the truck of whatever supplies they can grab. Geoff warns them to not break anything. Why didn't he at this point say, you break it, you buy it? It seems like
Oh, that would have been so good.
Like, doesn't this seem like the perfect opportunity to introduce fire tokens?
Oh.
Like, oh.
What could have been... I bet if Geoff could go back in time and change anything, he would have fire tokens be on Tokentins. They could call it fire Tokentins.
They could call it fire Tokentins.
They should reunite the whole cast. Bring the whole cast back together.
Do fire Tokentins. They're doing a couple of them. Right? Coach and...
Yeah, Tyson and Coach.
Tyson. Tyson's not on 50, is he?
Yeah, he is.
No, he's not. Tyson was just
Yes, he is.
No, he's not. He was just on 40. Nobody on 40 is on 50.
I thought for sure he was. Maybe it was just rumored that he was going to be there.
Yeah, he's rumored to be on every season, even the seasons that don't have returning players.
He should be on there, given who they actually cast. I would rather see him than Coach.
I don't know. Coach is great. Coach is a great
Well,
TV
it's been a while
character.
since Coach has been on there. So, like, what's he been up to? How is he now? I bet he has great political opinions.
So they get to vote for somebody to not take the 4-hour hike. Geoff warns them it's going to get hot and wet. And Jalapao votes for Sandy. Tambira
Down
votes
boy.
for Sierra. Okay. Survivor 50 in the hands of the cast. We're going to go through the cast again. So I can assure you that there is no Tyson. Oh, it's in alphabetical order. How perfect. T comes after R, S, T. The only T on here is Tiffany Nicole Irvin.
No, there's actually you have to scroll over. It's a secret hidden one, but if you scroll over it, it says Tyson Apostle.
Okay, so over here on the right hand of the screen, I do actually see Flo from Progressive. Is she on the season?
Yeah. That's actually code that Tyson Apostle is secretly going to be on it. It's going to be like in the traders when they put someone on there late.
Yeah, that'll be great. Sierra immediately admits that she has strep throat and tells them that she has a fever of 102.
That's a high fever.
Pretty high fever. Maybe she shouldn't have been on the season.
Should probably be resting.
Maybe the producers should have been like, okay, this is why we have alternates.
Yeah.
Maybe you can be on next
I feel like
season.
that's too sick to be there, but that's just me.
They get to take a helicopter ride. Ooh, Helly R. She's back.
She is back.
Then they did take this hike. Taj says that she came out here to lose the rest of her baby weight. Pretty funny. We meet a 19-year-old Spencer. He's the youngest person to ever play Survivor. That's not true anymore.
Yeah, not true. It's Will Wall, right? It's still
No, I think there have been younger people now. Because there have been people who have been born in 2000 now.
Well, okay, I'm not saying that. I'm saying, like, at the time, he was the youngest contestant, right? She was 18.
When he played...
Also, there was the one girl...
Yeah, I see
There was
what
the
you're
one girl that lied about her age, too, that was 18, right?
Yeah, there have been a couple 18-year-olds on now. Maybe 16 or 17-year-old if your school's cool. JT isn't worried about the temperature because he's used to it as a cattle rancher, but he's going to have some trouble connecting to people. Meanwhile...
Well, he was wrong about that, but...
Steven is worried about his position after seeing JT. He doesn't see them connecting over much. Well, what's gonna happen, you think?
Yeah. Buddy, I got news for you.
We love a buddy comedy. A buddy flick? What are they called?
You're talking about like a buddy cop?
Yeah, I think JT and Steven should both be cops. The original Cops versus Roberts.
That movie, Let's Be Cops, was about them.
Jerry says his workout is eating potato chips and watching TV. Jerry rules. This dude rocks.
Jerry does rule.
He mentions he was also in the army in Afghanistan. He just got back. Crazy stuff. What a time the 2000s were. Coach calls himself a Renaissance man because he's a soccer coach and also an orchestra conductor. I don't know if that makes you a Renaissance man as much as you have two interests.
Yeah. Renaissance men famous for doing two different things.
I do a podcast and also run a D&D game about once every month or two. I'm a Renaissance man.
Very impressive.
I also play video games and watch potato chips. That's right. I watch potato chips.
You watch potato chips?
Yeah, I'll play video games and then watch like B-roll of
known to watch
chips
potato chip or two.
At the Utz factory. Coach tells Brendan that he wants to take only the strongest people to the end. You know, like our ancestors, the American Indian, the Norse Vikings, or the samurai. Was this a cool thing to hear?
This is Coach. If there's one thing I know about Coach is that he is normal. He knows what he's talking about.
We were just talking about how everybody
And-
looks normal.
He thinks before he speaks.
Okay, so Sandy arrives before the rest of the team and can either use the time to start putting camp together or go looking for an idol. Guess what she does?
She decides to wait. Which one is this?
This is Sandy, the old lady.
Oh yeah, she looks for the idol.
Of course, she looks for the idol. She also calls her own tribe jalapeno.
She does call the. I honestly had the same thought. They're not
Stupid.
like not that I thought that that's what it actually was, but I saw the tribe name out of my peripheral vision, and I was like, why does it say jalapeno on the screen?
To be honest, despite that tribe being what, orange or red or whatever they are, in my head I'll always associate them with the green of a jalapeno.
That's right. They're the jalapeno tribe.
Back on Timbira, Sierra gets the same choice and decides to work on the camp, even though she has a fever. See, this is what I'm saying. The fever is actually good for her in this environment.
It's a competitive advantage.
And the jalapeno tribe, they're annoyed Sandy didn't do anything at the camp. Pretty funny. Over on Timbira, though, they're happy to see that Sierra worked on the shelter. What's your opinion on Sierra so far?
I don't know. It seems fine.
Okay, thank you. I just had to burp right then, so thank you for covering for me.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I don't know. I was impressed that she was able to do that despite being sick.
Yeah. On the jalapeno tribe, Sandy goes idol hunting again. She finds another clue, but doesn't know how far 10 paces is. Well, they need to bring Sandy back. Sandy rules.
Yeah.
I think Sandy's so
Sandy,
funny.
honestly, Sandy is kind of a Chrissy style individual.
Which
Similar vibes there
Chrissy?
from last season.
Yes, I do remember her. Because there's also
Bus driver is a great occupation to have.
oh my
on
god,
Survivor.
yes. Can we get Otto from The Simpsons on?
Yeah,
Now that's the season we can do. Bus drivers from pop culture.
yeah. The Chris Farley character in Billy Madison.
Our bus driver
Put him
from
on there.
childhood, probably.
Sure.
Then, here we go. Over on Timbira, your guy Tyson, he does a cool thing. He gets naked and bathes in the river.
Tyson does get naked.
Did you love this?
He's just being so silly by getting naked. This is a thing that they would not show on TV anymore.
Yeah, you're not allowed to get naked on Survivor anymore because
They
of
were
the
getting
guy.
naked all the time on Survivor. One of the challenges, someone is like Donald Duck in it.
Yeah.
Like, they had to blur out under the like long shirt that she's wearing.
That's good.
I think it was Sierra.
I love when people get naked on Survivor. It's always a good time. Then at the challenge, they have to retrieve a raft, race puzzle planks, build staircase, move a peg through a table maze. I bet you like that as a Steely Dan fan.
That's right. I did.
The winners.
They were like, it will come back to me. No, I kind of liked the like duo puzzle maze thing that they had going on there.
Yeah. I like
Even when they do the annoying like a relay challenge that is on every single Survivor thing now, like they do it with a little more pizzazz than they do nowadays.
Yeah, I know what you mean. The winners get Flint and immunity. Geoff keeps talking about how it's 120 degrees today in Brazil. Bro, we're used to this shit now. Like, yeah, 15 years ago, this was intense. But now, thanks to global changing, we're used to it. 100 degrees is nothing. 120 degrees, even more nothing. Agree or disagree?
Yeah, it's like how people didn't eat spicy, like white people didn't eat spicy food, but now some of them do. It's like that,
Yeah,
basically.
it's just like that. Had some Chinese food last night that was a little spicy, but just enough, you know? It's pretty good.
There was a great review of a Thai place I saw that someone gave it 5 stars and was like, they told me 7 different times to not get the hottest of the like spice menu on this, like the actual hottest stuff on this. And they were right, and I appreciate that they tried to stop me from hurting myself. And it was really good, but it also ruined an entire day.
That's
and
so
they gave it like
funny.
5 stars.
We went to this place that's right down the alley from us, so we can just literally walk there, which I didn't do. I literally did get delivery because I was feeling lazy.
Oh my god, are you kidding me?
Yes, that was a joke. I got crab rangoon and Szechuan pork. Pretty good.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I think I might have said I got a chicken thing. No, I said I got a Chinese dish last night.
Crab rangoon, things of that nature.
Yeah, I ate 4 of them. Oh, let me tell you, my blood sugar loved it.
I'm a fried dumplings kind of guy.
Who's not?
I love those.
Okay, so Timbira wins this challenge. Congratulations. The Jalapeno tribe, Taj is annoyed with Carolina. Here's the thing. They kept calling her Carolina or Carolina, but they were, or Carolyn or Caroline, but they were all talking about the one person.
Hmm.
So that was confusing. Figure that out, editors, producers, Geoff Probst.
Yeah, got to get everybody on the same page.
Carolina asks Taj to clean outside, and she goes, "Clean the outside?" That's pretty funny.
That was pretty. Yeah, it's like when you put it like that, it does seem a little silly.
Sandy appears to be the easy vote, but people are annoyed with Carolyn's bossiness. So she then apologizes for voting old lady on the first day about Sandy. I mean, what else are you going to write?
It is so funny. There's the number of people that were like old lady, old broad.
That
they wrote
old
down
crow
on it.
over there. Sandy then looks again for the idol. Congratulations to her for having a fun activity. I don't know. At Tribal Council, JT says they were expecting Sandy to do something while they hiked over. Geoff asks Sandy about being the old lady. They vote. Sandy actually does not get voted out. Carolina gets all the votes. Were you shocked to see
That's
this?
right.
I was.
No, not really. I think Sandy, like, people seem to like her.
Yeah. She was like, "Did you know that Bruce Springsteen song is actually about me?" And they're like, "The one about the hurricane?" And she goes, "Yeah, that's me." Hurricane Sandy.
I think they really like Carolina broke the cardinal rule, which is like don't be too annoying the first week.
Yeah.
Or you're fucking gone.
Yes, indeed. The second episode we watched this week was called "The Poison Apple Needs to Go." It's another coach line. Also a little wordy.
Yeah, this is they're loving Coach.
Yeah, what's not to love? This episode first aired on February 19th, 2009. How old would you have been February 19th, 2009?
I was only 17.
I was just like Winger, also 17 years old. Last episode we got 13.63 million viewers, of course. Do you think most people stuck around, or do you think it lost some?
I'll say it lost a little bit. I'll say 12.9.
It did lose a little bit, but not quite that many.
Okay, 13.3.
A little less. That did it lose.
Oh, okay, 13.4.
Keep going, keep going.
13.45.
Keep going, keep going.
13.5.
Okay, and then?
13.55.
Keep going, like a gas price.
13.57.
No, keep going, keep going.
13.59.
There you go, 13.59 million. You know, gas price is always like the 9 at the end to make it actually the next cent up. That's what I was trying to imply.
People were on board with this season, it seems like. They didn't really lose very many people.
Yeah, it started strong. You get Coach, you got your man Tyson getting naked in the first episode.
People were like, I gotta see if he's gonna do that again.
Hurricane Sandy. When was Hurricane Sandy? Pre or post 2009?
Post.
Oop. On the Jalapeno tribe, Sandy is still the target. Joe says they need meat, so they collect termites and eat grubs. We need a nickname for this Joe. We've, of course, got old Joe who ate too much meat. Speaking of, what if this Joe eats so many termites he has to leave the game? They start eating his insides?
Yeah. He has an intestinal blockage from eating so many termites.
It's the demise of Joe. It's the destiny of every Joe on the show. At the Timbira tribe, Sierra asks Brendan to help her look for the idol because he was the only one to not vote for her in the first vote. They dig a huge hole on the beach and get caught by Debbie, but claim it's for a massive fire pit later.
Okay.
Incredible move. And she totally buys it, it seems. This is so funny.
I guess, I don't know. I mean, if you didn't know there was going to be an immunity, like how common were immunity idols at that point in the run?
I mean, they'd been
Like
around for a
immunity.
few seasons at least. Let's see. This
Okay.
was 18 and they started in 11. So yeah, this was the severalth season. Remember?
I don't know. Maybe they never watched Survivor before this.
Good point. Coach berates people about cooking rice and beans. Coach, what a cool guy. And then he says he looks for faults in people because he's a coach and that's his job, whereas it's just Candace's nature. This felt a little racist.
Yeah, I don't know. Coach just says stuff and also just does stuff.
Yeah, he then apologizes to her, or she apologizes to him, whatever.
He apologizes in the most sincere way possible.
Then he tries to get her to kiss him, or he tries to kiss her.
Yeah, and then he like mimes licking the side of her face.
Oh, was it only miming? I thought it was...
I don't think he actually licked her. It didn't look like it made contact. It got close though.
Coach is like, I'm not touching you, but with his tongue.
Yeah, cool guy.
Cool guy,
Cool
Coach.
stuff.
I'm so excited for them to keep bringing him back. Candace says his ego is bigger than Brazil. Pretty funny line.
Yes.
On the Jalapeno tribe, Taj reveals that her husband is Eddie George. Were you excited about this?
I was excited. I was like, I would have been one of the guys there. Like Tennessee Titans, Eddie George. Come on.
I loved how everybody was freaking out. It's like, I barely remember this guy.
He was on the cover of Madden 2001.
Oh, of course. Did you know going in that that's who that was?
No, I did not.
So you were one of those guys?
I was like, whoa. She was like, well, as soon as she said that his job was like that he was like a football analyst, I was like, okay, well, like, which one though?
Yeah.
And then once it got to that, I was like, oh, okay.
Oh. Speaking of sports, at the challenge, they have to play basketball in the water. Maybe this should be how they evolve basketball. The NBA.
So, where you can fully tackle people
Yeah.
in the water, and also someone is pulling someone's bra.
Yeah. And you could basically drown people. Why not?
Yeah.
The winners, and they should do this in the NBA too, the winners get fishing gear and immunity. And why don't teams get to vote each other out of NBA?
Yeah, I think that's ridiculous that you can't do that.
You know how before the challenge they always like do a shot of the immunity idol to be like, this is what they're fighting for. They did one of these this week where they had a really incredible zoom on it, on the idol, as the storm rolled in behind it. Very cool.
Very neat.
Did you
Yeah.
see this? This was cool. So then we get to see some cool shit. Tyson chokes out Steven. Candace double German suplexes Aaron and Sydney. JT has a nice pull-up jumper over Jerry. Tyson has a dramatic NBA shot. That means nothing but air.
Yeah.
And then Steven makes the winning shot for Jalapeno.
Good job, Steven.
Yeah. Nothing in the rule book says a nerd can't play basketball in the water. They send Brendan to Exile Island, and he takes Taj with him. Here's my take. They're never going to do Exile Island again. They don't have enough islands in Fiji. But what if they updated Exile Island for the modern era and called it the Sanctuary where bad things happen?
Oh, I like that.
Yeah? Is that a good idea, Geoff? On the Jalapeno tribe, they congratulate themselves when they get back to camp by yelling, "Pow!" Thought that was fun. Like, Jalapao?
That's good stuff. Keep morale up.
Yeah. They watched... what's that movie? Step Brothers. That was 2009, right?
Yeah.
Or ish?
They're like, are you saying pow?
Yeah. Good bit. I haven't watched that movie in a while. I think we own it on DVD. big DVD household over here. You know how it is.
Yeah.
Jay teaches everybody how to fish. JT and Steven are forming a bond? Could it?
Everybody loves JT, but nobody more than Steven.
That's right. Can you believe that a nerd from New York City and a country boy from Alabama could be friends?
It's crazy. This is what happens when they stop being polite and start being really nice friends to each other.
That's right. At Exile, they each take an urn, and Brendan gets the one with the idol clue. He also gets the option to switch to the other tribe. I don't remember this being an aspect of this season, but apparently it is.
No.
I don't know that anybody takes them up on that, but I guess we'll see. I liked how Taj said that her cause is that she wants it. It's like, yeah, good enough.
Hey, good enough cause for me.
Brendan didn't realize that the clue when it said tribal homelands meant their literal camps. What else would it mean in the context of this game, Brendan? Did you think they wanted you to...
It's back at your house. You have to go home and get it.
Did he think they meant they wanted him to walk around like Aboriginal land looking for something? That's not the show.
Yeah, it seems pretty obvious that it would just mean your shelter, but...
Then Taj and Brendan decide to work together moving forward, having a little secret alliance. Remember Secret Alliance from Survivor 40 Great? Kyle and Camilla. Would have liked them again.
Secret Alliance is good. It's a good thing to do.
Yeah, and more people should do it. So on Timbira, Coach's target because he is not excelling physically. Did you expect Coach to be out right here?
Well, no, obviously. I feel like production would like tackle somebody that tried to vote for him at this point. Like, no. Coach stays in. We have so many more episode titles we need from him.
Who's going to provide episode titles? My next note says, so now Coach wants to take out physically. I think I meant to write, so now Coach wants to take out Candace.
Yes, I think that is.
That makes more sense, right?
Yeah.
So the plan is Sierra, but actually it's Candace. And Coach tells Sierra she just needs to chill, actually. Don't even worry about it, Candace. You're fine.
Yeah.
Or Sierra.
They told her to calm down.
This lady just needs to be chill.
You're hysterical.
Speaking of...
Not in the way that I coach him hysterical.
Why? Coach is not hysterical.
I'm such a character.
His character. His character? Okay. Enough jokes. It's time for wildlife shots. This was a great episode for wildlife shots because Geoff Roche was like, welcome to Brazil. We got all types of fucking wildlife here. And it was just a montage of like 4 or 5 different animals that you could see in the area, including eagle, crocodile, monkey, panther, owl, snake, numerous birds, a lizard, a deer, an orangutan, many fish, and of course, Thomas's favorite animal, the Tyson of animals, the capybara.
It's Brazil. You better show a capybara.
Mm-hmm. They're, of course, the largest rodent in the world. Short and stout brown loaf, basically. You seem to already know the answer to this, but where can they be found?
They can be found in Brazil.
Yeah.
South America, I assume.
That's right. I think based on the map I saw, it was all of Brazil and most of the rest of South America, except for, like, the eastern coast, I want to say. Or western coast, maybe? Whatever, it doesn't matter. We don't live there. They can also sometimes be found in southern Florida and southern California.
What? I didn't know that we had them here.
I don't think they're supposed to be here. I think they just end up here. They don't breed, from what I read, in America, or in the United States, rather.
Okay.
I think they just, end up on, I don't know, ships or swimming that far and are like, oh, This is a chill spot. Okay, how long are they?
They're. I want to say that they're like 2 feet long.
How many feet do they have? That's a hint.
4.
Okay, so how many feet long?
they're 4
They're
feet.
4 feet long. And how tall are they?
Are they like 2 feet tall?
They're about 2 feet tall, yeah. And on average, how much do they weigh?
I'll say like 40 to 50 pounds.
Oh no, it's so much more than that.
Oh, do they weigh like 100 pounds?
They weigh on average 108 pounds.
Oh my god, they're so big. They're like a big
They're
dog.
just little chunksters, yeah.
Yeah, they're like it's like a black lab.
Yeah, they weigh between 77 and 146 pounds. What, though, is the top recorded weight of all time?
I think that I had a trivia question about this once. It was a tiebreaker.
And now you do again.
I'm gonna say like 220 pounds.
Oh, so close. It's 201 pounds.
Okay.
They are autocropophagous. What does that mean?
I don't know.
They eat their own poop for the gut bacteria
no.
that helps them digest the grasses that their stomach is not used to. So that's cool.
Gross.
What is their lifespan?
Say like 10 to 15 years.
Close enough, 8 to 10 years. Though many of them do not live past 4 years of age. Why? Specifically in the wild, if that helps.
Predators? Well, no, it's not predators. They don't really have natural predators. So is it predators then?
It's predators. Do you want to guess what they're preyed upon by?
Is it like big cats or something?
Big cats, jaguars, cougars, harpy eagles, caimans, anaconda, and piranhas.
Leave them alone.
Right? Just like everything you would expect to eat such a nice animal. They are good swimmers, obviously. How long can they hold their breath? Longer than you.
Yeah, I'm already on it. I'll say 4 minutes.
5 minutes. Closest without
Okay,
going
that's
over.
pretty good.
Yeah, sorry there's so many facts about capybara. They're apparently a popular animal that people like to study. How many capybara can be in a single group?
I'll say a dozen.
Try many times harder than that.
100.
Up to 100.
Wow.
Yes. And then, of course, they're just friends with basically every other animal they come in contact with, except for those few that we mentioned before. Okay, so if a female wants to mate with a male, how will she alert him? It's like a fucking cartoon, I'll tell you that right now.
Does I don't know, whatever Sabrina Carpenter's doing nowadays, am I right, fellas?
Good point. Maybe. She will whistle through her nose. They only mate...
They have a mating call that sounds like, hello, nurse.
I need you to have, like, another reference to sexual encounters than hello, nurse.
No, hello, nurse.
It works every time. They will only mate in the water, obviously. What happens if a female doesn't want to mate with a given male?
I don't know, is the male like banished from the group?
If only. It's one of two things. She will either submerge herself completely in the water or simply leave the water.
Oh no.
Like, yeah, I don't really feel like it. No, moving on.
Yeah, that's the like, oh, I got I have work around there's a sudden thing with my house I have to work on. I can't go.
My roommate actually burned the oven down. These are famously gregarious creatures, of course. If you are ever
Yes.
in St. Augustine, Florida, where could you go to give them a head scratch?
Is there a zoo there, or?
Even better, they have a capybara cafe.
Ooh, I would love to go to that.
Yeah, I have not looked up the name of the establishment, but it was referenced on Wikipedia, so it's got to exist. Okay, where do they rank on the IUCN Red List?
I'm gonna say least concerned because I hope it's true.
It is true. Okay, so at Tribal Council, everybody talks shit about Sierra. They talk about bonding. But then Candace is voted out unanimously. Were you expecting this?
Yeah, I kind of. It seemed like they were not actually gonna vote Sierra out there. So
Like, Sierra's fever eventually has to break, right?
yeah, she's gonna get better.
Anyway, speaking of Sierra and her sickness, Thomas, can you tell us the name of this week's quotes quiz?
So nasty that it's probably somewhat of a travesty having me. Then he told the people you can call me your majesty. Keep your
Plan a
body
sick day
charged.
and we'll correctly
You know
guess your
won't
age.
stick, yo. And it's not his fault you
Like
keep
Ben
slow.
Armisen.
Shoulda let your chick hold you.
I'm very, very sick. Okay, so those first two coughs were in the thing, and then my throat was like, oh, you wanted to cough? Let me do it for real. Firstly, what's your illness? You got the shits, you feel the flu coming on, you've got a splitting headache, throwing up every 5 minutes, awful back pain, or your tum-tum hurts. If I was calling in sick because my tum-tum hurt, I'd never go to work. If I got the shits, please. Got the shits, I got a fucking bowel. How about that?
Man, good one. You told them. Let's see. You feel the flu coming on. You've got a splitting headache. You're throwing up every 5 minutes. Awful back pain. Your tum-tum hurts. I'm going to go. I've got a splitting headache.
That's a good choice. I'm going to say I've got the flu. Nobody fucks around with the flu. The flu's the original COVID. How are you going to call in sick? Send an email first thing, text your boss in the early hours, get your mom to call in for you, ring the office and pray goes to voicemail, text someone to cover for you. Don't bother calling in and pray no one notices. That's an interesting strategy.
Yeah, that's no call, no show. Famously works out very well
Yeah.
when you do it.
I'm going to send an email first thing.
All right. I'm going to ring the office and pray goes to voicemail because my job has a dedicated sick line that does go
Oh,
to voicemail.
nice.
So.
You've successfully called in sick. What are you going to do first? Oh, man. Calling in sick without getting, like, any feedback from anybody is such a nice feeling.
Great.
Like, I did my part. I'm going to go chill now. Okay, you've successfully called in sick. What are you going to do first? Go back to sleep, make a delicious breakfast, jump on the sofa and watch your favorite cartoons, make some prank calls. Who's this fucking guy alone?
Why am I doing that?
This image for make some prank calls is very much the Nathan Fielder tweet. All my friends are off screen laughing too. Fire up your game console. Convince someone else to call in sick too. There's a lot of good options actually.
I think I'm going back to sleep.
Boring. Waste of time. I'm firing up my games console.
That's definitely an option. I feel like that or breakfast is probably the other two I would have.
Okay. Pick a sick day outfit, Thomas. First one's nothing but a laptop covering this man's lap. We've got a onesie. We've got pajamas. We've got t-shirt and jeans. We've got somebody in a cocktail dress drinking champagne in a bathtub. I mean, that seems fun. And we've got somebody wearing a fake disguise with like eyebrows and glasses and a big nose and mustache. I mean, that's funny, but why?
Yeah, I think I'm probably. I'm gonna go the third one.
Pajamas?
Yeah, pajamas.
Yeah, I'm going to go jeans and t-shirt. Although, do I want to sit in a bathtub and drink champagne all day? That seems fun. That clawfoot bathtub?
Like a dress.
Yeah. You switch on the TV. What are you watching? Homes Under the Hammer. Loose Women, Dickinson's Real Deal, Doctors, Tipping Point, or Four in a Bed.
Wow, these are all shows.
These are all real shows that exist.
Some very British shows.
Doctors, Doctor Who.
Oh, can't believe they didn't have that. I'm gonna watch Dickinson's Real Deal. I think
I'm trying to figure out what each of these shows are about.
they're probably like all daytime TV. I think that's probably why.
Homes Under the Hammer seems like a home renovation show, obviously. Loose Women seems like The View, maybe? Dickinson's Real Deal is a talk show? A game show, maybe?
Yeah, it's probably a talk. Tipping Point's probably a game show.
Tipping Point looks like a game show. Doctors is Dr. Oz or whatever, but for Brits. Four in a Bed could be anything.
I really don't. They're not giving us a lot with this image.
I'm going with Tipping Point. Okay, what are you having for lunch? Jesus Christ. Soup, beans on toast, ordering takeaway, countless packets of crisps, last night's leftovers, or homemade sandwich. I'm doing homemade sandwich. Can't go wrong with homemade sandwich. Even if you're Britain. Ugh.
I'll say last night's leftovers.
That's a good choice. Your boss rings you. What do you say? Just in bed. Still not feeling good. Groggy voice. Hello, sorry. I was just asleep. I think I'll probably be okay to make it in tomorrow. Sorry, can I call you back? I'm going to throw up. Not that one. Then I have to have a second phone call with somebody. Fart noises. Yeah, still can't get off the toilet. Screams in agony. Huh. I'm going to do sleepy voice.
Sleepy voice is good. I'll just say I think I'll probably be okay to make it in tomorrow.
You're feeling daring and want to leave the house. What are you doing?
Ooh, that's a no-no.
Mm-hmm. Going to the cinema, popping to the swimming pool. I have the flu. Absolutely not. Nipping to the shops. What's that mean? Going to your local park. Going on a day trip somewhere picturesque, or going to the pub. There's a couple choices here that I like. 3, in fact. Cinema, park, or pub. What are you thinking?
I'm going to the cinema.
What are you watching? It has to be British.
I don't know. I mean, Pavements probably. That's out now.
Oh yeah, I want to watch that. That sounds really good. I am going to go to the pub. Here's my question about British cinema. Why didn't they ever do a movie called Mr. Beans and Toast?
It's a good question. They have a lot to answer for.
You see someone who could incriminate you. What do? Approach with caution? Not the way this guy's doing it. Like a fucking creep. Commando roll past them to remain undetected. Shout to them across the street. Nod at each other in appreciation. You both know what's up. Pretend you don't see them. Or start coughing uncontrollably.
I am commando rolling.
Cool. I'm going to nod at them. We both know what's up. Come on, guy. Don't be a fucking narc. Okay, your friend invites you to an event tonight. What do? Reluctantly say no because you've called in sick. You don't want to risk it. Go, but don't let anyone post on their social media. You don't want to be caught. Go, but keep up the facade that you're actually sick. Go and take tomorrow off as well. It'll be realistic if you're sick for 2 days. Go in disguise or contemplate for too long and start to actually feel sick. Well, I know what I'm picking.
I'm picking don't risk it.
I said contemplate for too long and start actually feeling sick. Okay. And my picture is a little dog with the ice pack on his head, and it says, you have successfully convinced your parents that you are too sick to go to school, probably by putting your head to the radiator and coughing really loudly. You've got double science today, and you really can't be bothered. Kick back, watch some cartoons, and eat all the food in your mom's house. I got 15. I'd say that's accurate in my heart.
Okay, I got this week is going on forever, and you really just want to catch up on some well-earned sleep. You're always working hard, so you're entitled to the odd sick day here and there. A trip to the local is a little bit cheeky, but what your boss doesn't know can't hurt them. It's called self-care, sweetie. I'm 24 years old.
Nice. Do you think that's accurate? In your heart, do you feel 24?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay. That's cool. I feel like we definitely stopped maturing, each of us, at those ages.
Yep, you're definitely still 15.
I am still 15 at
We can
heart.
all agree on that.
We talked about that Winger song. Now let's talk about the traders.
Let's go to Trader Joe. All that bad shit you eating is gonna take a toll. They got some healthy food for you and it's for the low. I like the garlic pizza
We
with the pesto.
got the cast announcement this week, Thomas. Do you want to discuss these people playing traders? Not all of them, because I don't know all of them.
Let's talk about it. What's up with the traders?
We've got Jason and Travis Kelce's mom.
Yeah, Donna Kelsey.
That'll be interesting. I know they had a mom, right? But I've never thought about her.
Yeah, she's not she's famous, but not to you. You know who I bet knows who she is? Your mom.
Probably. Mother in her own right, Natalie Anderson, is also going to be playing.
That's
think
neat.
she's mother
Always
or
happy to
no?
have Natalie on stuff.
Natalie Anderson from Survivor, San Juan del Survivor.
Yes,
Don't seem excited.
one of the goats.
Okay, thank you. Then we've also actually got something we've been trying to ignore for a while, but it is actually is going to be playing.
Not happy about
I'm
that.
not pleased about that because his name is actually on the bleep list, which we haven't had to consult recently. We've been doing a good job of not having to bleep things out.
Micro has not come up recently.
Well, Micro's not on the list anymore, actually. Ever since we watched
really?
Micro's Amnesia, yeah.
That's right.
We said, you know what? Not worth it.
It's too much work at that point.
We can't be bleeping out the name of the show every week. So he was retired from that.
So it's not is it off the list as well.
Nope. And actually, John Cena bad now, so we don't like to talk about him.
John Cena is bad now.
We're Ron Killing's family over here. Up next, we've got also from Survivor, Jam Jam. Very excited to see him
Great
back.
casting.
Some outside of Survivor picks that are interesting. Lisa Rinna? That's another
From Real Housewives.
another name I kind of forgot about.
Yeah, she's an actress.
Sure. She has she been in like a Sharknado movie probably?
She probably has. She was on the first season of Veronica Mars, if I remember correctly.
Of course.
Also, have you ever seen the Lisa Rinna M&M?
Yes, I think I have. What? I don't.
'Cause that's honestly what I think about most of the time. That I think about her is the Lisa Rinna M&M.
Cool. We've also got Johnny Weir and Tara Lipinski from Olympics coverage.
The Olympics. Yeah, well, Tara Lipinski was a figure skater.
Yeah, so was Johnny
I
Weir.
think Johnny Weir was like a skier.
No, Johnny Weir was a figure skater also.
He was also a figure
But
skater. Okay.
I think they cover ice skating for NBC now, so that's probably why they're on the show to promote that. And then from the world of pop culture, world-renowned likable guy Ron Funches.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody likes Ron Funches, right?
I'm assuming he's a fan of the show.
Yeah, I saw somebody say he's a big reality TV fan, so he's going to be well connected. And then on, I think the complete opposite end of the likability spectrum is Michael Rappaport.
Yes, he is there.
Why'd they cast him?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's also a fan of the show. He's not really on like any reality shows, so.
Yeah, so it'll be an interesting season. You thought Survivor 50 was a weird cast. Wait until you see The Traders 4. Okay, Thomas, what is your social medias?
You can follow me at tom.tom, wsky.social, or at tom.tom on X, everything app, formerly known as Twitter.
Was there anybody else on Traders that stuck out to you?
No, not really.
Me neither. The show's on YouTube at the Compassionate Haters Survivor podcast. You can comment on YouTube. What can people comment there?
Ha ha ha, very funny, smiley face.
Last week's poll asked, which pope would you rather have? Adeyemi, Innocent, Leo, or Jake? That's me. How do you think people voted?
Jake.
You know, it was the correct answer, but only 20% of people voted for me, which is fine.
Oh.
But it's also how many people voted for Adeyemi. 0 people voted for Innocent, just kind of fucked up. And Pope
Yeah, that's unacceptable.
Pope Leo actually won with 60% of the vote. So I guess he did win the majority. Congratulations to Pope Leo. He continues to be Pope. We tried, we tried to modernize it. But I guess he has only just started. We should give him a little more time. What could people vote on this week?
Let's see.
Which guy do you like more, Coach or Tyson? Who's a more normal, cool
Coach or
guy?
Tyson? Yeah, Coach Tyson, who's to say?
Yeah, perfect. To vote, you go to youtube.com, official Hater Survivor podcast. There you go. You got it. Subscribe there as well. Like it, subscribe, share, comment. Subscribe on Patreon as well at patreon.com/justpodcasts. A few tiers on there. You want to talk about any of them, Thomas?
Yeah, let's say just Joey.
Sure, why not? Classic.
Yeah.
I was thinking, do we have a baseball one?
I don't think we do.
And it sounds like we won't. Thomas is bored by the
I'm already
discussion
yawning.
of baseball. He's no capybara. Okay. You want to thank the fans?
I would love to thank the listeners. Thank you for listening.
And on Apple reviews, what can they write?
This is my favorite podcast. I like it better than all the other podcasts. I give it a big thumbs up.
Beautiful stuff. Okay. We'll be back next week with episodes 3 and 4 of Survivor Tokentins. We're doing another 2 episodes. Don't forget, people.
Yes.
Yeah. And then that'll be next week. And then the week after that will be our honeymoon. Mine and Ariel's finally. It only took a year to get around to it. But then we're going to have to take that week off. Then we'll be back doing, I think, 1 episode a week after that. So keep that in mind for the summer. Next week, 3 and 4 of Survivor. Fire Tokentins. Speaking of fire, hot, similar to the summer, have a great summer.
Deuces.
I did make a young person mad at a party recently.
Wow, what'd you do? Say something bad about Skibidi Toilet or
It
something?
was like, Skibidi Toilet, talk to me when you have seen a Homestar Runner special.
You're like, you know what isn't Skibidi Toilet? Skibidi Toilet.
Yeah. And they were like,
They were
oh.
like, don't say that to me.
We were playing some game. Well, I wasn't playing the game because it seemed like the game sucked. So I just sat on the side and talked shit.
I can't believe why someone would have gotten mad at you. For no reason.
And it was one of those games like, okay, the premise of the game was like over-under. And then you would have to guess if the person wants to be over under the prompt. I don't know. It's a way overcomplicated party game that was not worth playing. Anyway, the prompt was, how tall do you wish you were? And this dude said, oh, I'm like 5'8", 5'9". And I was like, are you 5'8" or 5'9"? And I said, as a person who often says, oh, I'm like 6'2", 6'3", because it depends on the day and if I've stretched recently, I said, if somebody has to say 2 heights, they're always the shorter height. And everyone laughed except for the 5'8" guy. He glared at me.
I mean, I would probably also be mad at you for that, but it's
Yeah.
not like you were wrong.
I know. Afterwards, I was like, well, maybe I shouldn't have said that out loud. Made choice for songs. We're definitely doing I'm 18 by Alice Cooper to go out.
Mm-hmm.
And remember how I was like, there's a Frank Sinatra song called Brazil. Apparently that song Brazil is like a very famous song that they happened to use in the show Brazil, or the movie
okay.
Brazil. And I just really like, I've fallen in love with that song since last week.
Let's do it, yeah.
Yeah, Geoff with 2 F's and a G, Maldaur, and his partner. I don't know. I did not write her name down. Probably should have done that, but
It's by Jim Maldaur.
yeah.
Like jump with an I.
Smarten up, pros.
One guy, big Mo, two guys, little bitty Mo, three guys, four-eyed Mo, four guys, no Mo, five guys, eat Mo, five little guys named.
Do you want to remember five guys?
Sure.
Let's get in the good rhythm of doing bits. Okay. And remembering guys, our favorite thing. This is, of course, Survivor, sports, news, pop culture, and is there a theme, and can you find the theme? First up, we've got Ryan Russell.
Survivor contestant. This is a somewhat familiar sounding name.
It is not. He's a athlete. He played in the NFL for a pretty big team, and another team that is less big, I guess. But recently hosted a very famous quarterback. Ryan Russell was
He played for the Pittsburgh Steelers, or?
No, he played for the Cowboys and the Buccaneers in the early 2010s.
You said recently hosted.
Yeah.
That was like 3 years ago.
The Buccaneers recently hosted Tom Brady, no?
Yeah, what do you mean by recently?
Within the last 5 years.
Oh, okay.
I don't really pay attention to the NFL or football in general. So I know like the big stuff. You know, Tom Brady went to the Buccaneers. The mushroom guy who dated what's-her-name from Secret Life of American Teenager is going to the Steelers.
That's actually recent. That just happened.
Yeah. Within the last 5 years. Jared Goff is leading the Lions. Their coach is biting off
Jared
kneecaps.
Goff was on the Rams within the last 5 years.
Yeah, Jared Goff.
If you're saying recent, you're like recent Lions quarterback Matthew Stafford.
Matthew Stafford and Jared Goff switched places, and it was the good move for both of them, and now they're both in better positions.
And we were here for it.
We saw it happen.
They snapped.
Detroit is on the up and up in all sports again, which is so fun. Red Wings not in the finals, it seems. Interesting enough.
No. Anyway, okay, so this is a football player.
This is a football player. His name is Ryan Russell. I can't believe you didn't hear about him. He played for up to 4 years. Up next, speaking of our hometown teams, this person played for a team in Chicago recently, so within the last 5 years probably.
Okay.
But no longer. Now they play in Vegas.
Probably, okay. So probably within the last 5 years.
Candace Parker.
Okay, yeah, women's basketball player.
Yes, she played for the Chicago Sky up until a few years ago, probably within the last 5 years. Now she plays for the Vegas Aces. Apparently her nickname is, and I'm just realizing that now when I'm seeing it in front of me, her nickname is Ace. And I was like, why is her nickname the same name as the team she plays for, the Vegas Aces? Candace.
They named the team after her, actually.
More teams should do that. Okay, number 3, Ozzy Lush.
All right, so this is I'm assuming this is the Survivor Ozzy.
Yes, it is the Survivor Ozzy. Do you remember all the seasons he's been in or will be in?
I know he's going to be in 50.
Mm-hmm.
I know that he was on Second Chance, wasn't he?
Nope.
He was on Game Changers, I think.
He was on Game Changers.
Was he on Winner? No, he couldn't have been on Winners at War because he's never won. But was he on Heroes versus Villains?
He was not on Heroes versus Villains.
What about Survivor All Stars?
He was not on Survivor All Stars.
Okay.
He came in after All Stars.
And then, what the fuck was his original season that I've seen?
Come on, it's so obvious. It's one of the best seasons ever.
Was he on like Pearl Islands or something?
No, that was pre-All Stars. Come on. It's got Parvati, it's got Ewell, it's got Penner.
Yeah, I should remember the name of the season, and I don't.
It's got other people too. We had a really funny name for it, and
I've identified who he is. Just tell me.
and it was referenced by Fast and Furious.
Oh, it was Survivor. He was on Survivor Race Wars.
Of course. He was also on Micronesia, which is probably why he was on Heroes vs. Villains, and then again on South Pacific, which is one we will get to eventually. Number 4, Kenzie Petty.
This is the winner of Survivor 46.
Correct. And our 5th guy this week, if you couldn't pick up on the theme yet, it should be obvious now. Number 5 is Alan Cumming.
Oh, that is, of course, the host of The Traitors.
Yes, indeed.
Floop himself.
Yes, indeed. My 2 credits for him were The Traitors and Spy Kids. And then also Pop Culture, because I didn't,
Yeah, he was Nightcrawler.
He was Nightcrawler. He was the original Nightcrawler until Jake Gyllenhaal stole the role from him.
He was...
Back in my day, Nightcrawler was blue, Jake.
He was in Josie and the Pussycats.
Yeah.
We could talk about his
shit.
credits all day.
Yeah, Alan Cumming. Alan, come on this podcast. So did you figure out the theme or no?
What is the theme of this?
Big fans.
Is it winners? Is it
Nope.
people that have won?
Nope, you already said Ozzy didn't win. And what did Alan Cumming win? Our hearts? I mean, I guess.
Yes.
Alan
Ozzy won it being on Survivor a lot of times.
Alan Cumming, the winner.
It's its own form of winning.
Alan Cumming is the Banu of pop culture.
Did you just call him Alan Comer?
Alan Cumming is the Banu of pop culture.
Okay.
Because you won 1,000,000 hearts, remember?
I thought you were going to say he was the Bono of pop culture.
Alan Cumming, kind of the Bono of pop culture when you think about it. Come on, Thomas.
What is the theme? It's not clicking for some reason.
Ryan Russell, he didn't play for just the Cowboys or the Buccaneers. He played for the Cowboys or the Buccaneers.
Oh, is it another Pride Month thing?
It's another Pride Month thing.
Is Ozzy is queer in some way?
Yes, all of these folks are, in fact, bisexuals.
Oh, okay, so this is bisexual awareness. All right.
I thought
I'm honestly kind of surprised Alan Cumming is bi. I just assumed
Really?
he was just gay.
Oh, no, he's very proudly bisexual. And I think that's the funnest way to say it. Because when you say sexual, then you think about sex too much, and bisexuality is so much more than sex.
I want to think about buying.
Yeah. Bisexual. I'm more like a bisexual. I got to go to the grocery store later.
I'm a bisexual.
A what?
I love buying and selling things.
You've heard of bisexuals. Now get ready for bisexuals. And you're a salesperson selling stocks. I don't know what salespeople do. Or stock sales.
They're like, buy this, sell this.
Buy this, sell this. I'm right. Do you think bisexuals make good salespeople? This is your hot opportunity for a hot
No, they can't
take.
sit in a chair normal.
Yeah. You could never put a bisexual person in the hot seat because they wouldn't be able to sit down. Right?
You just know they're not going to be sitting the way you want them to.
Fair. Sometimes chairs, they're just not right. Chair technology has come a long way and not far enough in some cases,
Yeah, there's still a long way to go. There's always more progress to be made.
So true. Hey, welcome to Did You Watch Survivor last night? This is the only Did you just hang up on me?
No.